Chapter 13, the Hindenburg Protocol. What's the Hindenburg Protocol? I asked while trying to follow the zigzagging string. Mark shook his head. It's the thing that's going to make sure you never make it out of here alive. Mark turned on one of the old TVs. The Hawaii level popped onto the screen. When you were jetpacking around this level, did you notice the detail everywhere? Not just all the trees, but all the different types of trees. 67 to be exact. 67 different types of trees, each with thousands of leaves that all do something different in the wind. And did you notice the crickets? Not just the sound of the crickets, but the actual crickets and flies and mosquitoes zipping around. Do you know how hard it is to pull that kind of detail off in a video game? Uh, Hard, Eric offered. Impossible, Mark said. It's impossible to do that. Okay, so why? It's impossible because even if you had enough time to code all of those different trees and bugs, you're creating infinite headaches for yourself. The more stuff you cram into a game, the more things can go wrong. Like glitches and errors, Eric said. Exactly. Every video game developer in the world is trying to make games that trick you into thinking they're more complicated than they are. Every developer except these guys. The Full Blast team has done the opposite because they built this. Mark tapped the gas mask on the wall and clicked a button on the TV. The TV showed the beginning of the Hawaii level again, but this time it zoomed in on a mosquito. The mosquito happily flew around looking for somebody to annoy. We watched the mosquito in silence for a full minute, which in mosquito watching time is an eternity, before Mark spoke up. Notice anything weird? Yeah, Eric said. We're watching Mosquito on TV instead of trying to beat the game. But then I saw something. Oh wait, is it? It took a while to notice, but the mosquito was growing right in front of us, right in front of our eyes. It started slow, but as the seconds ticked by, it began growing faster and faster. Soon it was the size of a cat. After 10 more seconds, it reached human size. That's when the screen flashed blue and a figure appeared in the corner. Mark, pause the video. Look familiar? It was our gas mask friend. The mosquito is a glitch in the game. I'm sure it started as a baby, and the developers forgot to put a limit on how big it could get. This is something that a human would usually have to fix, but not here. The Full Blast developers built their own cleanup crew. These guys. They're special agents called Hindenburgs. Mark unpaused the video. Mr. Hindenburg gas mask scanned the mosquito with a laser thing and shot a net out of his blaster. The mosquito got tangled in the net, but it quickly grew too big and snapped the rope. Now it was the size of a tank. In a flash, the Hindenburg also got as big as a tank and shot a metal net at the mosquito. This time it got tangled up for good. Mark paused the video again. The genius of the Hindenburg is its ability to learn. If it sees a mosquito getting bigger, it gets bigger too. When the mosquito snaps the net, it makes a metal net. It will do whatever it takes to destroy a glitch. With the Hindenburg Protocol, you can create the ultimate game because you build a world that builds itself. Any mistake gets zapped into oblivion, and only perfection remains. Great, I said. So why is this thing trying to zap us? You're the glitch. Excuse me? Did you do something to break the game? No, we were just fighting a boss. Both of you teamed up against a boss that knows only how to fight a single player. We shrugged. So you broke the game. And now Hindenburg is trying to make sure it never happens again. What did you do? Eric asked. Mark smiled. I figured out how to ride those praying mantis things like horses. They don't like that too much. But you escaped your gas mask guy, right? I tried fighting him for years, but he's too fast, too strong, too smart. Every time I tried a new weapon on him, he'd dodge it, then learn about it, then create armor to protect himself from it. That's why I got so upset with you for shooting at your Hindenburg with a blaster, Jesse. Now we can never use that blaster on him again. I looked down at the ground. Sorry. It's okay. Just know that you only have one shot with these guys. Anyway, my Hindenburg eventually figured out that I'm trying to leave through level 20. So he's waiting for me there with thousands of aliens armored against every weapon in the game. I just don't get why they would put something like that in a game that sucks in real people, I said. That's the thing, Mark replied. I've looked through this whole place, and there's not one mention of reality mode. I don't think this game is supposed to suck in people. Then how are we here? Someone must have added it to the game after the game was finished. Who? Mark shrugged. One more question, Eric said. What happens if the Hindenburg catches us? If he blasts us? We just go to the beginning of the level, right? Mark unpaused the mosquito video. The Hindenburg towed the tank-sized mosquito to the base of the Hawaiian volcano and pressed a small, smooth rock. The earth rumbled. The volcano sank into the ground and a giant pit appeared. The Hindenburg waited for all the rumbling to stop and then rolled the mosquito over the edge into the pit. After 10 seconds or so, we heard the faraway thud of the mosquito hitting a metal bottom. Then the level flashed blue again, and everything went back to normal. That's the black box, Mark said. Even light cannot escape the black box.